about your family. See, and that's where the problem is. The problem is that there's so much money up there and there's so little for the rest of us. That's why we see people losing their homes. That's why we see people losing their jobs. You know, and when we look at it, these people who control this amount of money, and a lot of them do set up businesses, but the problem is they're setting them up outside of the United States. So, you know, I'll give you an example. The other day, United, they merged with Continental. Now, they have a little service when you call in for a reservation. They have a little service center in Detroit. If you can, you know, when you call in, if you can't get to those, let's say 100 people they have in there, it rolls you forward to Cleveland, where we have more Americans there, probably another 100, answering the reservation calls for all of United. But if you can't get through there, you end up talking to Raj in India. That's what's going on. You end up talking to Raj in India about your United reservation. I know, because when I call now, I'm always talking to India. So you wonder, how is it that we can give jobs to India, but we can't give jobs to Americans? Because I got news for you. We can speak English. Right? We can answer those phone calls. I'd rather be talking to someone in Arizona or California, you know, than to Raj. And it gets me really angry. And this is what these people have done. Because they don't want to pay us for what we do. They just don't want to pay us for what we do. But if they would pay us a decent wage with decent benefits, then we would have the money in our pockets to buy more American goods. That's what's going on. So we are trying to switch that around. Now, one of the things that we've really been working on is to help create the jobs here in America. We're pushing companies. We're pushing back. We're saying, if you've got Raj in America, we're going to tax that. If you've got Raj out in India instead of America, we're going to tax you. Right now, they don't pay taxes if they don't bring that money into America. That's what's going on. They hire Raj. They make money off of you because you're taking those United flights. They're paying Raj practically nothing, and they're holding the money in banks outside of the United States. When they bring it in, we tax them on it. But if they don't bring it in, they don't pay taxes. That's how you see these big companies paying almost nothing in taxes. Not only are they taking the money out, they're taking the jobs out. And when you're talking to these people, they don't know where Minnesota is, where you're trying to go. You see, that's the sad thing. They don't understand us. So I want to thank you because this local in particular has stood up. In this past 2 or 3 years, we've had some really tough negotiations. Not just for you guys. I remember the trash contracts done recently. But Unite here, the restaurant workers, for 3 years fought for a contract because they wanted health care benefits. They finally got them. You guys stood by them. I'm proud of you. You know, UFCW, the grocery workers. You remember, some of you 5 or 6 years ago, we had the big UFCW grocery strike.